Hey everyone, my name is Brittany from Michelle Wright's class. This is your tutorial video on how to set up a VJ kit and apply the proper settings. So first things first, you get the tripod out of the tripod bag. Simple. You open the legs, get them to about the correct height that you need them to be at. And when you're thinking of doing an interview, try to have the camera close to the level of the height of the person you're interviewing. Obviously, if someone's 6'5", you're not going to be able to do that all the time. But you don't want to be looking up too much or looking down too much at someone or your top subject that you're shooting. So remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's kind of my go-to. So we'll just do a basic. I'm not going to worry too much about how high it is. And then there's a bubble marker. You want to have the little bubble inside the circle. That means it's balanced. It'll help your shot composition look 1,000 times better. Use the little swivel thing underneath, center it up, and tighten it. Same thing, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. This is your handle. Use the switch on the side. You want to make the teeth line up. And this is so you can move it around when the camera's on top. Now when you get your camera, get your VJ out. This is the lens cap. Take it off or you're going to be seeing black. Get it off. You'll get a battery. Make sure you get the batteries because it's not already in the bag because they have to charge them at SPS. Put the battery in. When you hear that click, that's when it's done or it's in. This is where you put your SD cards in. You have 2 SD cards. For our purposes, I'm only going to put one in. One's a 32 gig, one's a 16 gig. What I was taught in my video production classes is I put this 32 on top, 16 on the bottom. Easy to remember and you'll never forget. So, you put it in. Oh, I have it in the wrong way. Make sure the gold goes in first. Put it in. And this little part will pop out. Turn it. Shut it. So now I have my battery and my SD card in. I can start doing settings. So, where you want to get to is menu. Your menu button is up at top or above the swivel. You click it. Go to recording setup. You want your format. 720p, 60p. That's okay. That's an alright to do. You can always do 1080. I usually go to 1080 to be safe. That's just what I'm comfortable with. 1080i, 60i. This is where you can check a few other things. I usually don't touch them, to be completely honest. You can do display setup if you want, where you can do your zebra detection, which is like the lines and whatnot. Date time if you want it. I usually let that stuff go. Not going to worry about it. There's a button called mode in the back of the camera. You click that. To format the card, which it's already formatted, you would click menu while you're in mode, operation, format, slot 1, yes. This is formatting the card. The second card would be on slot 2. You do the exact same thing and you always want to do it before you start or you'll be importing a lot of footage that is not your own. It takes up a lot of memory. You exit. To get out of this screen, you press mode. So, that way our camera's ready so far. Next, I need a white balance. Liz, would you mind standing in front of me with your back to me, please? Your hoodie's white. Alright, so we're going to use Liz's hoodie. Usually you should use a white piece of paper. If you don't have anything, use what you have, white as can be. You zoom all the way in, and then you hold the white balance button, which is in front of the camera below the lens. You hold it until it says ABB end, which means your white balance is ended. You zoom out, your color correction should be a lot better. Always do this. I have had so many mess ups in my video career. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate it. Another thing you always want to do is zoom and focus. You'll have someone stand there, you zoom all the way in, and you focus on their eyes. I always say go out of focus and then back in to help. Zoom out and you have your shot. If you don't have eyes to focus on, you can use a lot of other things like details, maybe details of a brick in a house or something, stuff like that that you could really focus in on around where your subject will be. Okay, it's clicks. Tighten the yellow swab in the side, and then you have your camera secure, ready to go. Next thing you want to do is audio. XLR cable. This is the woman end. This is the man's end. Please, I hope you understand what I'm saying so I don't have to actually say it. Woman end goes in the man's end, and vice versa. So, that is on this side of the camera. Input 1, input 2. So, this is a female putting the man in. There you go. All right. Right now, it's connected to input 1. It says line and mic. This says it's online currently. Line is what is in the camera. I want it to be on the mic. That's outside the camera, so I'd click it down to mic. And then I would make sure my input audio, channel 1 select, I'd have it on input 1 so that it's going to the mic that I just plugged in. Input 2 you could either have on the internal camera or input 2, which can be another mic or other source. Up to you. Sometimes you can do it for nat sound, or I just turn it off if you want to be safe than sorry. Input 1 on, input 2 off. That's pretty much about it. I really don't use much other stuff. I mean, you have your other white balance and gain, which you can play with for color correction if it's a little too dark, a little too light. Play with that. Read the handbook. They can assist you, as well as the ND filter. Make sure, though, if you're having trouble focusing, it might be because your camera is on iris. Always check that. That's a switch right here. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find us. Thanks.